Well, the government shutdown is now in day 40. That is the longest in history.
President Trump urging Republicans to go nuclear on the filibuster before the Senate hopefully takes a test vote later this afternoon.
Our next guest was the House Speaker during the last government shutdown in 2021. Kevin McCarthy joining us this morning. And Kevin, what do you think is the off-ramp here? How do we get out of this?
All right. Well, first, I'm the only speaker that never had a shutdown. I've been in Congress, been the leader during a shutdown, but no. I think the number one thing you have to have here, you got to have leadership that's going to put people before politics. If you listen to the language of Schumer, he thinks the more pain, it gets better every day for them. Or if you look at Whip Clark, the Democrat in the House, she literally says and knew that this would inflict pain on people, and they just have to put up with that. And the sad part about this, I call it the Seinfeld shutdown, because it's really about nothing. It's their weakness of political willpower to do the right thing just to keep the government open because it can't have change. They're coming after their Tuesday elections where they did well. I don't understand why they're keeping it this way, except they think that others will fold and do whatever they want. But if you listen to the people across the country, I watched all those interviews you had. They're saying, keep government open and then negotiate about what's going forward. And that's what the Republicans are willing to do. I think you're going to see a lot of Democrats start to break from Schumer, saying there's too much pain inflicted on other people. Ossoff, who's up for re-election, Atlanta being the #1 airport almost in the country, how does he sit there and tell them that this is good for them as he goes forward every day?
So, but you've been behind the scenes when things like this are going on. And, of course, Republicans are always, if you listen to the media, getting blamed for every single one of these shutdowns. The media unanimously blames Republicans. Do you get a sense that there's any sort of concern among Republicans on Capitol Hill that this might end up blowing up on them?
Yes, there is some. The country's very divided, so it's pretty even both sides. But for some reason, Republicans always seem to get the blame for what's going on. But they have done the exact right thing. They're the ones who voted to keep government open, didn't ask for anything outlandish. They said they would negotiate going forward. The president's been governing around. I think Senator Thune has done a tremendous job. The one thing I would sit back and look at, Democrats think they're continuing to win for this reason. Republicans have the majority in the House and the Senate, but the House has not met for a number of months. So they believe privately that every day the House is not in session, they just won another day. So they think that's a day you couldn't pass another conservative bill. You couldn't have a hearing. Yeah, you're running out the clock on them. It's a tough strategy. So when you look next year and you think you had this whole agenda, it takes a long time to pass a bill. You have to have committee hearings. You have to have markups. You could be using the floor against the Democrats. You could be putting smart bills on there and putting them in tough positions of how they want to vote. Well, right now they get to sit home. And the worst part about all of this is, you know who still gets paid? Members of Congress and Senate. Everybody else doesn't get paid. Those TSA agents, those Capitol Police officers. But those members of Congress are getting paid and they're sitting at home.
Yeah, they literally voted for themselves to get paid while working class people aren't getting paid or aren't getting SNAP benefits during this time. How much of this is about, I mean, at some point, this is going to start to impact the economy. And maybe for some Democrats, that's a positive thing. And then at the same time, Speaker, you have President Trump saying, if you keep this up, we're going to do the filibuster. Do you think that that threat is real? Or do you think Thune and those people are just too conservative, too establishment, would never actually have the you-know-what to fight hard like that?
Look, if I was Democrats, I would understand that that threat is real. Tell me the one thing, when President Trump gets behind something, he makes it happen on the floor in the House and in the Senate. It almost might be what Schumer wants, because he's too afraid to actually vote for the right thing moving forward. So if I was a Democrat, I would worry about that new push going forward. Do the right thing, open the government up, and you've got a number of people negotiate. Now, I will tell you, and let me be clear about this, I know most every single Republican colleague I have, they get paid automatically because of the Constitution. They have put letters in to say, do not pay me. I'd like to see what the Democrats have done. They
Right.
charged this shutdown. They're still getting paid. The Republicans who have done the right thing are not being paid. They put a letter in to say, hold my pay. They're making a sacrifice with the American people because they don't want this shutdown.
Kevin, really fast, you're looking great. Do you want to tell our audience what you're doing?
Well, I went to dinner with this very remarkable family. There's Rachel and Sean Duffy. And I looked at Sean Duffy, and he looks so good, but he always does. I said, what are you doing? And he told me about this new diet, okay, the microbiomes. It's grass-fed. It's no processed food. And I've lost more. I haven't been this lower in my weight since I think I was in high school. So I'm feeling better, no inflammation. And you know what? I get a little more sleep.
Oh, that's great. I saw you in person. Your skin looks great. So
there you have it. You can't get higher.
It's working.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Great to see you.
That kimchi works well.
Yeah, kimchi's good for your gut health. You're really doing the diet. I love it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.